In this episode, I want to give you some fresh ideas on how you can truly celebrate this past year with your team members. Rather than host an awkward and boring dinner, perhaps you should create an experience that will never be forgotten. Ready to explore some out-of-the-box ideas? Let's get into it.
Welcome to Why Business Teams Fail and How to Avoid It, a show helping small business owners build a radically engaged team that can run the business without you so you can remove the stress from owning a business and enjoy the freedom you deserve. Now, here's your host, Rich Allen.
Today you'll learn that taking time to celebrate with your team is critical to building the culture and commitment you need and want in your business. That as the business owner, you have the freedom and flexibility to do things that most corporate managers could never do, and that if you want team members who will never leave you, involve them in an experience that they will remember and talk about forever. Here's my question for you this week. How are you celebrating this year's accomplishments with your team? As you're listening to this podcast, it's less than 2 weeks before Christmas and less than 3 weeks until the end of yet another year. I'm not sure about you, but the years just seem to fly by faster than ever these days. Perhaps it has a bit to do with the fact that my 71st birthday is just around the corner and time is just speeding up at an unbelievable rate. But enough about me. Today's discussion is really about you and your team. You've been working it full out this year, and hopefully you've achieved some amazing new milestones. As you think about your team, you realize that you have some really good people on your team, some very dedicated people, some great leaders, and some very hard workers. Sure, you've had a few bumps and bruises along the way this year, but all in all, it's been a solid year, and you're well positioned to hit the ground running in this next year. If you're like most business owners, you catch yourself thinking of the problems, issues, and challenges of the business more than you do the accomplishments, wins, and pure moments of joy. It's not uncommon, but let's be honest. You'd rather be the owner of your business, which comes with its fair share of hassles and frustrations, than you would be an employee working for someone else. The thrill that comes from the challenge and the hunt always outweighs the exhaustion that comes from doing hard work for someone else's benefit. So today, I want to challenge you to think about how your team members are feeling about being an employee and explore some ways to celebrate your wins with them this year. Sometimes it's hard for a business owner to relate to someone who is an employee, someone who's doing hard work for the benefit of someone else. But when you stop and remember that the someone else that they're doing the hard work for is you, it becomes easier to relate to how they might be feeling. Don't get me wrong. I know you treat your employees well and pay them a competitive wage, so they should be happy and satisfied. But what if they weren't just satisfied, but rather they were excited to be a part of your team? That's our goal today, to think about ways you can celebrate with your team in a way that makes those on your team feel as if they won rather than them simply helping you win. And the cool part is, you're not limited by any corporate rules around celebrating with your team. You aren't budget limited by any corporate policy. You don't have to worry about time off rules. You can blow the lid off your celebration if you truly want to make your team feel special. So what are you going to do this year to make your employees feel like they just hit the jackpot? Hopefully you've already had some ideas in the works, but if not, let me share a few ideas and examples that I think are making some employees feel like they're winning as much as their business owners. Here's one. An equine veterinary team is booking their travel plans to spend 4 days in Cabo after achieving their goals for the year. That's right, the entire team is headed to Cabo for the second year for a well-deserved beach vacation after working together to achieve the targets that were set for them at the beginning of the year. The goals were set by the business owner, and the promise was made early in the year. Everyone knew what was expected and what it was at stake. Everyone knew that to achieve the goal and win the trip, they had to work together to overcome some difficult challenges. And that's just what they did. So now they're getting to plan their own celebration trip. How cool is that? I can assure you, that team is on fire and ready to go all out for the business and their owners. That's what you want, isn't it? Here's another one. A media and advertising team made the decision that rather than have a traditional holiday party, they would use their end-of-year holiday period to do some organized volunteer activities, some toy drives, and sponsoring some needy families for the holidays. This unique celebration came from the recommendations of their employees, making the activities and events even more meaningful. Employees and their families were included in the activities, making it a special celebration for everyone, kids included. The owners simply turned the reins over to their team members and allowed them to make all the decisions. Because they had developed a strong company culture, it was easy to let their employees coordinate the events and determine who would benefit from their generosity. Needless to say, the entire team was energized as they lived out their company values and made a difference in their community. What a powerful way to end the year. Here's one last idea for you to consider. A restaurant owner group organized a themed gala for their employees. Rather than a simple office dinner celebration, the employees were invited to attend the Denims and Diamonds Gala, complete with cowskin rugs, chandeliers, hay bale cocktail tables, and Southern-style foods, including fried green tomatoes, smoked brisket, and mason jar salads. The entertainment matched the vibe with a country band, line dance instructor, and a Coyote Ugly-style dancers. The result was a fun, immersive, and very non-traditional holiday party that will be remembered for years to come. As you can imagine, the pictures, videos, and stories from that celebration were shared for months following the party, and everyone on the team felt like a real insider being a part of it. That's the kind of experience you want your employees to feel. So there you have it. 3 examples of business owners who stepped away from the norm to create something memorable for the benefit of their employees. Here are a few things I hope you'll take away from these examples. Number 1, they were authentic rewards. The celebrations weren't just for show, but were intended to mark a genuine business accomplishment or milestone. Number 2, they had a theme and experience. Nothing creates memories more than being part of a real experience, and having a theme makes it that much more memorable. Number 3, they're all values and culture driven. No matter what you do, make sure it's in alignment with what matters most, your values and your culture. And number 4, they're all involvement and recognition centered. No matter what you do, make sure your employees feel seen, appreciated, and part of something bigger. Hopefully these ideas will trigger some unique thoughts for your team's celebration. No matter what, take the time here at the end of the year to celebrate your team and let them know how much you appreciate them. As we wrap up today's podcast, let me leave you with these simple thoughts. Number 1, nothing says I appreciate you more than inviting your team members to participate in something that's bigger than they would ever do themselves. Number 2, your year-end celebration should accentuate and embody your company values and desired culture. And number 3, don't be afraid to allow your team members to take the lead and create the celebration. You'll be surprised at the talent and creativity that's hidden inside them. If you'd like some additional support in this area or want to tap into our free resources, Simply go to my website, tourtoprofit.com. You'll find everything you need there. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to tune in next week when we're going to discuss your word for this next year. You won't want to miss it. Now, go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.
Thank you for listening to Why Business Teams Fail and How to Avoid It. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends so you don't ever miss an episode. Now go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.